Revival Tabernacle and New City Church, thank you for being a part of these Lent devotionals as we prepare our heart for our Easter celebration. In John chapter 14, Jesus is speaking to his disciples about going away. And it says this in verse 5, it says, Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going, so how can we know the way? And Jesus answered him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. It's an incredible statement that Jesus makes, but I want to reflect a little bit for just a moment. Every religion is a prescription of how we can get closer to God. The teachings of any religion that I know of are basically saying, here is how you can apprehend God. You are saved by living a certain kind of life. Buddha said, here are the teachings by which you can find enlightenment. Muhammad said, this is how you submit and obey. And no matter what other religion I go through, if it's the teachings that save you, then my salvation is only as close as I can heed or live up to those teachings. Many people think of Christianity like that as well. Try to live the best that you can. If you can do all of this, then you can go to heaven. But if you think that the teachings of Jesus can save you, you are delusional. Just watch me here, because the teachings of Jesus are impossible. One author said, they're terrible. Have you ever read the Sermon on the Mount? We did a series on the Sermon on the Mount earlier this year, and I was struck again by how difficult, how high Jesus sets the bar. He said, you've heard it said, don't murder. This was the law. But I say, if you even hate a man in your heart, you are murdering him. Who can live up to that? He says, if your eye causes you to sin, then you should gouge it out. This is the kind of thing that we would cover our children's ears for. And so we find ourselves, after we read the Sermon on the Mount, saying, God save me from the teachings of Jesus, because they're impossible to live up to. But let me tell you, that's not what Jesus was getting at. He never was prescribing how you and I should live up to our salvation. Christianity, Jesus says, is not rooted in his teachings, it's rooted in his person. We are not talking about salvation by the teachings of Jesus, but by the person of Jesus. That was the conclusion of the New Testament writers. That was what the first followers of Jesus believed and even died for. Jesus told Thomas plainly, it's not about a way that you have to live, or a truth that you'll discover, or a life that you're going to build in order to get to where I'm going. He said, I am all of those things. It's all rooted in me. And here's the wonderful news today. When you get Jesus, you get all of those things. There's something special about that statement. When I have Jesus, I have all that I need. That means my life is full, but it means that he gets glory. Remember today that Jesus is the way to God. Jesus is the truth about God. And Jesus is the source of real life, of all life. And then once you remember that, rejoice that you have Jesus.